Liam Lawson, I think we should have a quick chat about him because he finished 11th yesterday in the race, which is the highest that second AlphaTauri has finished all season. The best De Vries finish was 12th. Ricardo managed to get his best, was 13th. So Aldas, what do you make of Liam Lawson's last two races, his debut in Formula One?
I've been really impressed the way he's hit the ground running. I thought Zandvoort was that was a tricky one. That was one of those where if he went off the road, if he crashed out in the race because of his inexperience and obviously him making his debut, we could have been very easily saying, well, he's obviously a rookie, he's not had that experience, and look, loads of the drivers went off, but he had a really professional first race, just focused on getting it home, learning what he can, and then this was the weekend to really perform because, again, he's been to Monza loads of times like all drivers, have throughout their single-seater careers. He knows the car a little bit more. And I mean, he was with Yuki straight away. If that was a Daniel Ricciardo or a Nick De Vries in that car, we would have been like, yeah, that's what that kind of driver should be doing, But so he looked really professional, really like he had been there all season. And that's a problem for Ricciardo because obviously Ricciardo potentially wants to be in that Red Bull for next year. If he can't, then he wants to be potentially in the AlphaTauri. And Lawson is really staking a claim that not only should he be in Formula One, but potentially in that team. So I'm really excited. He's a really good driver, obviously fighting for the championship in Super Formula, currently second. And he's going to have more races and in that car whilst Daniel is still recovering. So there is no better place to prove that you should be in Formula One than when you're actually in the car whilst another driver is out. And I think Red Bull have a really big choice to make out of who should be in their seats for next year. And someone's going to get left out. Hopefully Lawson, even if he doesn't end up in the AlphaTauri, is still somehow in Formula One. Maybe there's a deal with Williams where they perhaps will take him instead of Sargent. I don't know, but I've been really impressed. I think, yeah.
That's a nice idea, Aldas. So Tsunoda and Ricciardo at AlphaTauri, and then Lawson at Williams. That would make a lot of sense. I think that's a good one.
The only thing with that though is I think they would take him because of how impressive he's been. But I think they would be cautious of, are we just developing a driver that you're then going to put in the AlphaTauri that's going to come back against us? That's the only thing. I'd want him to not be Red Bull associated if I was James Vowles and would take him in the Williams. That's the only kind of
that's
like...
not going to happen. That's not going to happen.
Exactly. But that's for the negotiating table, clearly.
Nico, what do you think Liam Lawson's last two performances have done for Daniel Ricciardo? Where does that leave him now?
No, Lawson, first of all, I agree with Aldas that it was really a good job, especially in Monza. Incredible. Jump in the car and how much was he behind? 1.5 tenths or something from Tsunoda, or I think 1.5 tenths. That's really awesome because Tsunoda's fast. So that's a super drive. And then good race pace and everything. How unlucky has that been for Daniel, though? It's incredible. You get this chance to come back and you break your hand in a freak accident. So unlucky. So the latest from Christian Horner is that Daniel will be back in Qatar. So he still misses a couple of races and then we'll be able to come back because it's apparently quite a decent break of the hand he's had there. So and it makes it difficult. But Daniel has such a value to Red Bull, and he's so liked by Red Bull that they'll definitely be patient in giving him a clear chance. But I think this break could actually be the difference between him getting the shot and replacing Perez next year and having another year in AlphaTauri. I think the handbrake could have the effect of putting him into 1 year more in AlphaTauri.